Hello viewers, today I'm on the XSR and I'm taking it to a place called Haruno, and it's got a very famous, what they call a Tengu mask. It's the biggest one in Japan, so the traditional mask that's used in, for example, kabuki, which is an on-stage performance. And this particular mask is, I don't know, about 10 meters tall or something like that. But it's out of range of my Super Soco. There's no way that I'll be able to reach there today on the Super Soco. So I've decided to take the XSR out. As you can see by the camera, the weather today isn't particularly good. It's very cloudy and it's going to rain later on today, and for the next few days. So this morning's the last chance that I have to get out on the bike for quite a few days. So I'll just see how it goes today. As you can see, going along this road, there's not many cars about going this way, so I get a pretty good run at the moment. Further on down it does get busier and we get into a big town, and it's sort of going through traffic, so that part isn't really good. And then later on it opens up again, so yeah. Some of the trees today have got their plum blossoms out. Still early yet for the cherry blossoms, another few weeks. Through this very narrow part here, through this little village. Lots of the roads here in Japan are like that. They're a little bit wide and then suddenly they'll go super narrow and then they'll open back up again. So the XSR is a lovely bike to ride. It's such a lightweight bike. I put the Akropovic muffler on when I first bought the bike, which shed about 8 kilograms, but the total weight of this bike is under 200 kilograms. And I guess that's because it's a 3-cylinder. You're not lugging around the extra weight of that 4th cylinder when you have the, a straight 4 bike or a V4 bike. So it's a fantastic balance between weight versus power, and I really love it. The power is sensational. Fuel-wise, it's not economical at all, but you don't buy this sort of a sports bike for its economy. You buy it to have a bit of fun on the weekend with. I've had this bike for about 9 years now. I bought it brand new. It's the 60th anniversary version of the XSR, and that's why it's in the factory racing colours. It's got the nice gold forks on the front. Yeah, the design is really good. And I opted for the Cafe Racer style design, so I got the mono seat when I ordered it here in Japan. And I put the bikini fairing on the front of the bike and painted it myself, so it could match the rear mono seat. And then I also put on on the front there, 2 spotlights, and they're good in the evening time, especially in the mountains when you're turning around sharp corners and things. It illuminates the forest edge quite nicely. So yeah, it's a great bike. Yeah, the bike itself, because of its light weight, it can go around the corners very nicely, around these sweeping bends, without any trouble at all. Feels good, very maneuverable. Feels like a 400 or something like that. So we're just on a more open road now. This is sort of more typical of a wider main country road. Zoom along here quite nicely. So I've gone through 3 sets of tyres in the time I've owned the XSR, and recently I've been using the Angel GT tyres, the GT2s. I think they're up to GT3s now, and they're a fantastic tyre. You get reasonably good grip, and you get great touring range out of them. So they last about 10,400 kilometres before you need to change them. So it's a good balance. The compound that they use, it's sort of harder in the centre and softer on the outside. So when you're touring, you're not going crazy into the corners, so you tend to get good even wear on the tyres. This bike, the gearbox is fantastic. You can do flat changes up. I'll just do one now. There we go. It'll flat change up. There's no quick shifter on this. You can change up without the clutch. Changing down, you do need the clutch though. I normally wouldn't recommend it though, but I use the clutch for up and down. But if you're lazy, you can get away with it. Just running parallel here with the river, and again, no water in the river. The bike itself, as far as the gears are concerned, it's a 6-speed gearbox. You can go take slow speed corners in the 6th gear if you're really lazy. The gearbox is fantastic. It'll pull out in every gear, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. 6th gear it won't pull out of a lower speed corner. But certainly even in 5th gear it will, and I put that down to the design of the engine, the 3-cylinder gearbox, and the way that it distributes the torque at a certain rev range. It's a brilliant bike. I assume the NT09 is the same as well, and then there's also the touring bike as well. I forget what it's called, the Tracer, the MT09 Tracer, is it? I think there's a GT model of that, the Gran Turismo touring version, but that's all the same motor, and I think that actually has cruise control. So between the different bikes, the MT10, this bike, and the Tracer, they just do the ECU mapping slightly different, but other than that it's the same motor. It's a lovely road for a bike along here. Not so many cars, nice open spaces, it's fantastic. So this is a road station, another road station. I don't know if there's any bikes in there today, it doesn't look like it. In Japan, along various places, there's lots of road stations that you can stop for cars and bikes, and it's depending on where you go, they can be quite popular meeting places. For short distance riding like we're doing today, this XSR is fine. If you're considering about buying it and using it as a sports bike plus a touring bike and riding, you know, 300 kilometers or something like that, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not, the suspension's more sporty, it's a bit firmer. So I think after a while you'd get pretty sore. Opens up very nicely around here, no cars, terrific road, really good. This is a perfect road for the XSR. This is the first time I've come along this road, and I'd like to come back here in springtime when all the cherry blossoms are out and the weather's a bit warmer. What a great road this is. It's beautiful and smooth and wide and very nice view. It's fantastic. The XSR's really soaking this road up. Well, I think we've reached our destination. We're at the Tengu Mask. Let's see. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, there it is. Look at it. It's huge. Park the bike right underneath it and get a lovely photo. Wow, it is big. So viewers, we've arrived here at the Tengu Mask. As you can see, it's huge. So I'm going to just get out and get a couple of photos and I'll put them on the video. Thanks very much for watching, viewers, today. We could get the XSR out, and it was cloudy today, but couldn't help that. But we could get to see the great mask behind us, the Tengu mask. It's the biggest one in Japan. So I'm glad I could come here. These roads are sensational. I'm going to come here again in springtime, and when all the cherry blossoms are out and the weather's warmer, and we'll go for a ride along here, right up into the mountains. Anyhow, thanks for watching. We'll see you again. Bye for now.